I'm gonna share with you guys 5 tips that I think are super important when choosing the right grad school. I know firsthand how hard it is to get into grad school, okay? I did not get in my first year. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, thank you so much for stopping by. And if you're not new, as always, you know, thank you guys so much for being loyal. Welcome back. It's Diamond, also known as Diamond the Denise. Also known as Diamond Denise, okay? A lot of people are always like, is your first name Denise, your first name Diamond? My name is Diamond, my middle name is Denise, so that's where that came from. But anywho, we're gonna go ahead and get right into this video. I'm gonna share with you guys 5 tips that I think are super important when choosing the right grad school. I know firsthand how hard it is to get into grad school, okay? I did not get in my first year. And I applied to a lot of schools. I had an awesome cousin, shout out to her, who was so dedicated to helping me get into grad school. Like when I didn't get accepted, she was like, okay, come on, come meet me here and we're gonna go to these schools and we're gonna sit down and talk to them and figure out why you didn't get accepted, because we need to know what's going on. Either we need to get you in the program or we need to figure out what we need to change to get you back in next year. So grateful for her. And I ended up getting in the following year. So I'm gonna share with you guys some things that I wish I would have known, some things I wish I would have did, and hopefully this kind of makes your transition to grad school a little bit easier than it was for me. So 5 tips, let's go. Tip number 1 is to know your why. It's so important to know why you want to be a speech language pathologist in the first place. I'm pretty sure on every intent letter, they asked you why, what is your why, what is your meaning, something on those lines. This is important because it's going to help you throughout your transition. Grad school is hard, okay? Grad school may shed some tears. You may feel like giving up. If you don't get in the first time and you have to apply again, that is gonna be a lot on you. And not really knowing why you're in it may deter you, may cause you to try to choose another field. And then when you get in the program, you're gonna be so lost and confused. Now, not saying that you have to know exactly what you wanna do, but why is this field important to you? Take some time to sit down and really think about your why. And also this will be helpful for your applications, because when you're able to talk about your why and what you're passionate about, the reader can really feel what you're saying, and it's gonna probably, you know, stand out on your application. So know your why. Tip number 2 is to understand what you like. Now, you don't have to know exactly, once again, what you like, what you wanna be, what population you wanna work with, but it's a good idea to have a general understanding if you can. If you can't, that's fine. You're gonna be in grad school, you're definitely gonna learn all about it. But if you already know some interest that you have going in, like, hey, I really want to work with adults, or I really want to work with pediatrics, or I really want to work with infant feeding, or I really want to work in the NICU. It's important to know that, because you can look for grad schools that offer that type of experience. Who would have known? Now, the crazy thing is, like I always say, when I was in grad school, I created the SLP way because it was what I needed when I was getting into the field. I had no idea that you could work with infants. All I thought speech language pathology was working with kids. And I knew some people that worked like in nursing homes. I knew they worked in the hospital, but I really didn't have an understanding of what they did, the impact they made, the variety of, you know, options and paths you could take as a speech language pathologist. So that is why I created the SLP way. Make sure you go follow and listen to all those IGTVs we have, all those live videos where we are showcasing other SLPs rocking it in this field. I think it's really important to have some of that understanding, because like I said, you can actually call those schools and say, hey, you know, this is some of my experiences and these are some of my interests. Do you guys offer any specific courses in this interest? Do you have relationships with any of the schools in the area that are offering this type of experience or exposure to me? Because I know some people that went to grad schools that end up being heavy on pediatrics, some that were heavy on just medical adults, some that were heavy on infant feeding. But I think it's because they had faculty that were in those areas and that were able to teach it. And it's not a bad thing. Where you start does not mean you have to finish there. So there's gonna always be opportunity for you to grow, to learn. But if you have an understanding of what you like, you can kind of get your foot in the door maybe a little bit earlier. Tip number 3, think about what's important to you, okay? Everybody says grad school, grad school, grad school. It's all about school, but really it's not. At the end of the day, you do have to have a peace of mind. You do have to have a great balance. So I think it's important for you to really understand what's important to you when going to grad school. Is it important for you to stay close to family? School's gonna get hard. You're gonna be tough. Maybe you might not be able to afford to go home during the holidays. Is it important for you to be close to family, or are you sacrificing what you need to sacrifice for your education? Maybe you can't do the cold. You're gonna want to be in a city where you can actually explore and have fun and eat and do all these things to kind of offset all the school and all the externship times. Look for schools that are in the areas that you will actually enjoy. So consider all that. Maybe you're in somewhere like New York where it's so super expensive to live, but do you really want to live with a roommate? That's something to consider. Or you were like me. All I'm trying to do is get this degree, okay? I don't care where in the world I go. I just need to be accepted into a grad program, and I'll suck up what I gotta suck up for 2 years. That's what I did. That's the route I took, but that's not for everybody. So really have an understanding of what is important to you. Tip number 4, what can you afford? Now, if you watched my videos before, or if you follow my blog or anything like that, you guys know that I've shared some resources, and the big one is the Grad Plus loan. Or going online and looking for scholarships. There are tons of scholarships out there just waiting for you, but a lot of people don't really look them up. Also, you can call grad schools and ask them, do they have any type of student or graduate internships, graduate programs? I know at my school they end up having that, where you could work as a graduate assistant and it paid some of your tuition. Also, they had another grant. This is not going to always be the case, but they happen to have a grant that year that allowed for people that were on a specific track to also get some of their schooling paid for. So call the schools and ask them, do you have a grant? Do you have any opportunities for me to, you know, study and work as an intern or a graduate assistant or something while I'm getting my education? That will definitely help offset the cost and eliminate some of the debt that you're going to probably get into if you have to take that route. Tip number 5, do your research. Do your research. This kind of goes back into knowing what you like and knowing what you understand, but do your research. I can tell you everything that I know. The SLP way can show you everything that you want to know, and you still haven't done your own research. Research is constantly changing. Graduate programs are changing. The rules are different in-state, out-of-state. Everything's always changing, okay? So you have to do your own research and be up to date on things for yourself. You can follow trusted sites. I feel like I'm a pretty trusted person. And I feel like the SLP way is a trusted site. And there are other platforms out there that also put out relevant information. So, any questions? Please put them in the description box below. You guys know I love to answer your questions. I love to respond to DMs. I love to engage and interact and share whatever I can to help whoever I can. So my inbox and everything is always open. You guys can always find me on either platform for speech language pathologist, the SLP way, or the Diamond Denise. You guys can comment on the video. And if you have anything that specifically that you would like to see, or questions that you would love answered related to speech language pathology, grad school, what have you, make sure you let me know in the box below. If this video was very helpful, make sure you give it a like, thumbs up, comment, subscribe, share, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend, and we will see you guys in the next video. All right, bye.